What is up, YouTube? It's Phil again, and I'm going to give you a little review about Survivor by Chuck Palahniuk. Focus? Oh, that's really bright. Okay, well, it's Survivor by Chuck Palahniuk. Weird. It's weird. Really weird. The story is that there's this guy named Tinder Branson, and he is part of Creedish, which is like the Amish or the Mennonites or the Hutterites, and he and the Creedish are a death cult, which means that at one point all of the Creedish believe that they're being, what's the word? Elevated or something like that, and then they commit suicide. And so what they do is the firstborn son stays on the compound and marries one of the girls from another family, and then all the other succeeding sons become work missionaries. So they leave and they go and they get jobs teaching etiquette or like cleaning or like really like menial kinds of jobs. They're very works-based religion. And so what happens is the Creedish all commit suicide, and Tinder Branson is thought to be the last surviving Creedish, and he becomes really popular and really famous, and he has an agent that kind of like makes a bunch of money off of him, and he kind of goes on these tours to these giant, like, you know, the Thunderdome or wherever, you know, like really big places where he does these kind of like miracle, like faith healing, you know, services and stuff like that. He puts out, well, the studio and his, you know, agent, they put out a book of common prayer. I can't remember the exact title of it, but a book of very common prayer or more common prayer or something like that. And it's a bunch of like, I don't want to say heretical stuff, but it's like full of, it's totally different than the Book of Common Prayer. It's like a prayer to help find lost car keys, a prayer to find a date for this Friday, you know, like really stuff like that. And Tinder Branson starts to feel like, wow, this is not right. Definitely not right. So there's a lot that happens that I don't want to spoil, but eventually he ends up in an airplane, and he's recording his whole story on the black box, which is why there's an airplane on the front cover. And so he's recording a story on the black box, and he's the only one in the plane, and the plane is going down. Like, he's not flying it, he's just letting the engines burn out, and he's gonna crash into the Australian outback. Other than that, I don't want to share anymore. It's a really quick read, so the story's a lot more involved than that, but outside of that, I would really be spoiling it, and it's good. I'd have to give it 3.5 planes out of 5. There's a big truck outside. It's great. I would definitely, if you like, I mean, it's a Chuck Palahniuk book, so you know that it's gonna be kind of rude, I guess is a good way to put it. So if there's a bunch of trash dumpsters over there, and the truck comes in just as I'm recording a video. But all right, I'll finish up real quick. So if you liked, this is not as graphic as the other book that I just read by him, Monsters. This is less graphic, so it might be a good place to get into Chuck if you are interested in his kind of writing. but are a bit too squeamish for monsters. So it's good, and I would suggest that you know, take a watch of it. So until next time, back to the book. So you got to the end of the video, and I'm sure you loved it. So here's 2 more videos for you to watch. I'll catch you guys later. No.